Transurfer, and welcome to TransurfingTV. I am Renee Garcia, and today, day 39 of the 78 days of practical transurfing against the flow. Oh my God, if I could make a video of just 10 minutes of my past pre-transurfing reality and how hard I fought against my world and against myself, and what happened once I acknowledged and accepted this concept, the alternatives flow. Things have been so much easier, so much better, so much more prosperous. Things come to me with ease. I am no longer struggling, I am no longer fighting, and things are just better. But before I get into it, if you have not yet seen the Vadim Zeland interview on the new membership site, feel free to go there. It is transurfing.us/member. It is a new interview and it is dynamic. Also, if you have not yet wanted to get a stack of these in the mail from me by participating in my giveaway, comment below I love reality transurfing and give this video the old thumbs up and you just might win some. So with that, I will get started. Day 39, against the flow. Try to observe, at least for one day, how your mind paddles against the current. Someone offers you something and you turn it down. People try to tell you something, but you dismiss it. Someone expresses their opinion and you argue with them. Someone is trying to do something in their own way, but you direct them onto the true path. Someone offers you a solution, but you object. You expect one thing, but you get another, and then express your discontent. Someone gets in your way and you are enraged. Something runs counter to your script and you launch a direct attack to get the flow back on track. Change your tactic. Shift the center of gravity from control to observation. There is no point in thrashing your hands about in the water. Get out of your life's way. Let it go with the flow and you will be relieved to see just how much easier everything is. Vadim Zeland's interpretation. The human mind works like a computer. It tries to calculate all its future moves and draw up a plan of action. The mind rarely manages to find the optimal approach to a situation since the task involves too many unknowns, in addition to which the situation is constantly changing as you go along. Yet still, it stubbornly insists on its own script. In other words, rows against the current. As a result, a huge amount of energy is wasted and the number of challenges and obstacles increases. The mind tries to control the flow itself rather than how it moves with the flow. This is one of the main causes of the problems and issues people find themselves having to deal with. Rather than trying to be in control, try to observe more. Don't be too quick to dismiss, object, argue, insist, intervene, manage, and criticize. Give the situation a chance to resolve itself before you actively intervene or resist. Let go of having to be in control, and you will end up having more control over a situation than you had before. The only things worth controlling are your levels of inner and outer importance. Whoa! That is like super good, right? Okay, so again, I know that I say this all the time, but it's so true. The reason that I get the transurfing concepts and knowledge in such the way that I do is because I was living the antipode, the antithesis, the polarized opposite of this stuff in my pre-transurfing reality. I was constantly rowing upstream as hard as I possibly could. I was 100% inner intention, will, all that stuff. I was forcing myself on my reality, and it effing sucked. So when I found this stuff, I was like, oh my God, there's another option. This is amazing. I had no idea of this concept of my world working for me, or my world taking care of me, or any of that kind of stuff. So the alternatives flow, hands down, and the next lesson is actually going to be on how to use the alternatives flow. This is just pointing out what we shouldn't be doing, right? So the alternatives flow is really about outer intention and frailing and looking to your world for signs. This is you letting go. This is you giving in to your world, meeting your world halfway, and co-creating with your world via the alternatives flow. This is hands down my favorite concept in the transurfing modality, the alternatives flow. Because when I truly give into this, it is unreal what comes in my direction. I mean, I could rattle off a list right now, but you know, I'm sure nobody really wants to hear that. But it's good, right? So how are you, before we go on to the next lesson 2 days from now, I want you to ask yourself, how are you not going with the flow right now? How are you paddling your boat against the current rather than going with the flow? And remember my little drawing, everyone. This one is amazing. This one is seared into my brain for the rest of my life for sure. You have your river, right? You want this river to be free flowing, and you want to be flowing down this river. This is the alternatives flow, but there's rocks in the river. And if you are utilizing too high of levels of inner or outer importance to achieve a goal, or keep something going in your reality, or keep a relationship going, or inner intention yourself through a profession or whatever it is, this is you holding on to a rock in the river, right? This is you, this rock signifies your importance and your excess potential and your will, and not trusting your world and all of this stuff. And the idea of a transurfer is that we lower our levels of inner and outer importance, which allow us to let go of the rock, right? Let go of all that excess potential and crap keeping us plugged into something that may just not be for us, because if it's for you, you don't have to force it. So this is going against the flow, and the next 78 days of practical transurfing, we will talk about going with the flow. This is you letting go of the rock and traveling downstream and encountering other rocks that have all sorts of cool stuff and intentions and adventure and money and relationships and all that cool stuff we as human beings strive to have. So with that, remember to like this video and comment below, I love reality transurfing, to get some of these. Thanks guys, bye.